So today we did something different. We went to a JC, and then at the JC, the teacher wanted me to share about service learning and service leadership, about how the work that we're doing at Praxium is creating change in society and how we can convince other people to do the same. The teacher wanted me to share about how I decided to start Praxium and how what was the change that I wanted to see in society. The story started some time ago, but the key parts is I saw a lot of problems in Singapore. A big problem I felt was how, despite having a very high level of education in Singapore, despite having very high literacy rates, people were still not very critical in the way they thought. You can see that a lot in online comments when it gets really toxic on comment threads on news articles and everything gets very political. Another big reason why I started Praxium was because in general, students in Singapore are not very motivated for lessons, and it's a kind of a byproduct of a very top-down approach in education where you're being told what to learn. Your teachers tell you what's important and then you have to fit into that mold. But reality is that we're all kind of diverse and we have very different interests. So we wanted to take a very different approach to education, one that's bottom-up, one that's based on what you're interested in instead. So that's kind of where we started with passion discovery, with figuring out what you really like, and then starting education from there. Because every teacher knows that like an unmotivated student is the hardest student to teach, but a student that wants to learn, tells you what he wants to learn, there's so much that can be done in that kind of context. It just so happens that a lot of teachers that I met in that school used to be my teachers as well. So there's Mr. Boy, who is now the vice principal. There's also Mr. Lee Boon An, who is still teaching math. And then there's Mr. Victor Yang, still teaching history. On the surface, Praxium seems to be about career development, skills development, passion discovery, things like that. But it goes a lot deeper than that. There's a reason why we focus on this. It goes into helping students figure out what is their purpose in life. And purpose tends to be found in service, in helping other people, in creating value for other people and making their lives better. So even though Praxium really talks about helping people to figure out their passion, figure out their jobs, it's really more about how can you as an individual contribute to society? How can you make a difference in other people's lives? The long-term goal for Praxium is to become a full-time school. And the reason why we're starting with career discovery as the first thing is because once we can assure you that you can get a job within the 2 years we spend with you, then your biggest worry is appeased. Your biggest worry is resolved. The biggest worry most people have is, can I get a job at the end of the day? Can I get hired? Can I get employed? And if we can resolve that through helping you develop your skills for a certain career, especially the career that you like, and make a living with it, then we can do so much more. So maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, or maybe even 20 years, once Praxium has gained more traction, once more people have been impacted and helped by us, and we've proven that we know what we're doing, maybe by then we can start a full-time school, where then we can focus more on other aspects of education, such as character development, morality, values education,